Hi guys, it is Julian here. We're on Apex Airwaves, and obviously we've got.
Me? Sorry, it's my time. Hi guys, yeah, it's Alex here. We have Tengu here today with us on today's podcast. We are going to talk about a lot of interesting topics. We actually discussed a little bit beforehand. For once, we prepared what we're going to talk about. And this one's going to be really interesting, I think, for producers, bedroom DJs, anyone who's interested in kind of release side, label side. And we're going to talk about producing side and DJ side, obviously, as well with Tengu. So, Tengu, tell us about yourself a little bit. Introduce yourself. Tell everyone about yourself.
Hi, my name's Tengu. Well, my actual name's Chris, but you know, my producer name is Tengu. 26. I was 26 on Wednesday, which was nice.
Oh yeah, happy birthday! Big up.
Yeah,
Happy
thank
birthday
you, thank
today,
you.
big man.
Yeah, cheers, mate. Cheers. I'm from a place called Worthing, near Brighton. I just say Brighton because no one knows where Worthing is, to be honest. Yeah, I'm a bassline, bass house, garage, dubstep, and now drum and bass producer.
A sudden change from bassline to drum and bass, but here we are.
Yeah. I mean, there's many reasons for it, but you know, it's a lot of fun making more than one genre.
More different times, yeah. Well, I mean, I think a lot of you will have heard the name Tengu from I would say an original concept that I have heard he started in January, which was his 20 for 2020, which I had to practice to say because it was a very difficult thing to say for me somehow. 20 for 2020, which was 20 releases in 20 days at the start of year 2020. God, this is getting difficult. So, tell us more about it. What was your thought process behind it? How come you decided to go ahead with that challenge? And I mean, was there inspiration? Was there motivation for it? What was your thought process behind it?
So basically, my whole release schedule throughout like 2019 was just like singles, maybe the odd EP and whatnot. And it's just, I don't know, it just in my opinion wasn't really interesting anymore. Just doing the same thing that everyone else is doing. So I had a chat with Gavin from Four, who's been like mentoring me quite a bit, giving me quite a bit of advice. And he was like, right, album. And I was like, oh, yeah, all right, yeah, okay, yeah, let's do an album. And then throughout like a couple of months, we were talking about how can we make it different, how can we make it stand out. And it started off with 3 singles, which actually didn't end up going on the album because we changed the plan pretty much halfway through. And the plan was to do the 20 tunes for 2020 in 20 days. Because basically no one was releasing in January. Everyone had the Christmas period time off still. So it was like, right, let's get in everyone's face while we can. Here's a tune next day, here's another one, next day, here's another one. Yeah, that was pretty much it. And it worked really well.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, since in that whole period of the 20 days, I think I saw you all over my Instagram. Most of those 20 days. I mean, you collabed with, to name a few, Dread MC, Burke Hope. I already forgot. We literally spoke about this a second ago, and I already forgot. Well, name other people from the album before I forget.
Mofo, Wavy D, Maddie V. Maddie's like definitely a special one on there. Jakes, who's actually a drum and bass MC. And if I believe, well, I did it, so it does exist. I think the tune we did together, it was a Tengu, Mofo, and Jake's collab. Is the first non-drum and bass, non-dubstep tune he's ever done.
Oh, interesting. Okay,
Yeah,
so you put him onto something else, a completely different pathway.
Yeah. Like me and him had been speaking quite a lot about like actually doing something, but the timing was too like either he was really busy or I was really busy. And then it got to the point where I messaged him like, wait, I'm doing an album, give me some vocals now. And he pretty much did. He pretty much did within like a day.
You low-key threatened him for the vocals.
Nah,
No,
Come
on.
Shoot your first body.
Well, all right. Well, I think you touched on it a little bit, but you are would you say co-owner of Yoshi?
Okay, so with Yosh, Yosh is Four's brand. It was a clothing brand before it was a label, I think, and then it became a label. And basically, it was a platform for Four to release all their music and stuff. And then Four contacted myself. We released an EP called the Murder EP, which featured Dread MC. Did really, really well. And from that, basically, Gavin was like, right, I think you unintentionally know quite a lot about this label stuff. So let's start something called Yosh Pit. which is the sub label, which is specifically for
Yosh Pit.
upcoming producers, people that haven't released before, to like get their foot in. Yeah, Yosh Pit, nice. Yeah. So then they gave me kind of not ownership, but a lot of power over that, and basically I was doing a lot of A&Ring, finding new artists, finding new remixes, that sort of thing, releasing my own music on it.
Have
And
you
then,
signed any artists yet?
oh mate, we got loads.
All right. Who's the best artist that you reckon you signed? Well, the best track. Well, no, let's stick with artists.
Let's name top 3 just to make it less. Yeah, top 3. Go on.
Okay, top 3. So we've got Curbs, who's another producer from Brighton.
He made that bootleg of Battle, didn't he? The Battle bootleg.
The UK funky one.
Oh, that's fucking brilliant. Oh, I remember when that rave.
Yeah. We've got him. We've got Shakan. Do you know Shakan?
Shakan. Oh, what? Like it's like CHAKA or something.
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah.
Two guys from Plymouth. They're doing really well. And then recently we've been get rid of that. Recently we've been signing other people, and I'd say this year probably one of the biggest is KDYN or Caden. Caden.
Oh yeah. No, I've heard the name. Yeah.
I think I've heard the name. Yeah,
he's an incredible producer, and he's only 14 years old.
No,
he's like the next Kirby.
Yeah.
Fuck, you know.
Yeah,
that's mad.
He's incredible.
But
yeah. So I'd say they're probably the top 3 artists we've got. And then what we did for Curbs and Shakan is I did what Gavin did for me. I gave them the power to basically curate this whole mix album. So they went and found the new artists. Obviously, like they sent us tunes, and myself and Four would like agree to them, because we're not just going to sign things that are half done or whatever.
You're not overseeing
and then they mixed the album themselves, and then they released it as like a 2-disc, even though it wasn't physically printed, like a 2-disc sort of compilation with a mix from both of them.
That's what I call Yosh recording.
I mean, I will probably get sued, but
no. Look at what Conductor's doing though. Look at him. Look at his what's he calling it? That that new garage album.
Yeah.
Look, that's the spitting image of the.
Yeah. To be fair, I can imagine he's had some sort of talks with them to be able to do that. But yeah. So then we've got Yosh. So we've got Yosh Pit, and then Yosh is for like the more established sort of names, so like For, Witty Boy, Sean Dean, all that sort of stuff. And basically Yosh Pit is an opportunity for if we can see that these artists are really actually into working with us, we'll then get some sort of release on Yosh and just like kind of like work their way up.
Well, it's interesting you talk about it, because I think this will be a really good topic for, up and coming producers, people who are just starting up or are looking into, breaking into market. I mean, me and Junior used to produce. Junior still produces a lot.
Not
stopped.
Really. I sort of fuck around. I make 8 bars and I'm like, oh, this sounds good. I'm like,
at least you do something. All I have ended up doing now is just mashups and just weird stuff. But what do you look for? I mean, obviously you don't just go on SoundCloud and type into the search bar up and coming producer and bang, there's your list. Like, what is your process? How do you look for someone that has potential to be released?
So I definitely keep an eye on like who's being spoken about and whatnot these days. I get sent a lot of promos from people I've never actually spoken to before, and if they like quite clearly state that it's an unreleased tune that they've just sent me, and I really like it, I'll give them the opportunity. I'll offer them to send it to the Yosh Pit email, so then myself and Aki from Four can discuss if we both like it, rather than me just being like, yeah, I like it, it's signed. Like, we have that mutual agreement. And I guess, I look for them if people come to us. Like, Yosh is quite an established name in the scene now, where we're just getting sent stuff now. Like, we don't necessarily have to go and look for it anymore. But we still like to do that. Like, for example, going back to Curbs, if he's been sent like a tune and I'm at one of his gigs with him or something, I'll be like, oh, who's that? And then if he tells me who it is, I'll then probably contact the person offer them some sort of like it might not even necessarily be the tune that I've heard that we sign. I just want to hear more.
Yeah, I mean that sounds fair enough.
Definitely.
So usually, what would you say is the most successful way, to reach a record label without? Because what I found is that I hated sending out emails. I never really did. I hated sending out emails for like promos and saying, oh, here's my upcoming track. I actually nearly got a release once, but because it was a remix, they kind of went, oh, never mind. But what is the kind of most successful tactic, would you say, in, if you're a producer or a DJ, what is the most successful tactic in getting through to you and actually getting you to listen? Because, I mean, I assume under Yoshi, you get hundreds of thousands of emails, like probably
we get quite
billions of submissions. So how do you filter through, and what makes a person stand out? Is it their email? Is it actually the track? Do you go for every single one? What would you give us tips for people?
Okay, so one will be obviously the wording of the email. If it's just like, yo, here's a tune, sign it, we'll be like, that's a bit rude. So
yeah, not the best way to impress you.
Yeah, I mean, like kind of, I'd say like kind of sell yourself, like why should we listen to it, sort of thing. Obviously, don't overdo it, because if you tell us it's the biggest thing since Sandstorm, then it's not. then yeah.
That is a blinding metaphor. Oh.
Another thing as well, and I know the four boys will agree with me here. If we see it's a Google Drive link, no.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, how come?
Because a lot of the time we have to get the permission to actually listen to it.
Oh, yeah, that's annoying. I can understand that.
Yeah, and it's also
graphics, the logo. No, sorry, my bad. I digress.
That's fine. Yeah, so definitely, like if it's a Google Drive link, then sorry, we probably will ignore it. Also, because the whole stream feature on Google Drive never works.
No, I do agree. Yeah.
It never works. And then we would rather it be either a SoundCloud link with the download so we can actually listen to it, or a Dropbox link, because a lot of labels will not download your tunes just to listen to it. If they can't stream it, then then they are going to ignore it. It's not just us; it's pretty much every label. Like especially if you're sending a WAV, like I don't know, 90 megabytes of something, like waiting for it to download and then
it kind of waste of time for everyone. I completely understand that.
Yeah, and as you said, we get a lot of submissions, so we need time to listen to it. Sorry, let me rephrase that. We don't have a lot of time, but we need the time to listen to everything that we're being sent. So we can't.
So you do listen to everything that's kind of sent that isn't a Google Drive link, and it's basically streamable. Yeah,
streamable looks quite professional, and like as much as I don't want to say it, like kind of who is sending it. So say, for example, I don't know, Mofo or Albsy send me a tune. I know the name already, so we're definitely going to listen to it. But anyone that's like upcoming, make it sound professional, make it streamable, and make sure it's a banger.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that was
speaking of bangers, what is the recipe for making a banger for you, Chris, aka Tengu? Right, what do you use? What DAW? What's your DAW of choice?
So I go between Logic X and Ableton.
Ableton guy. Yes.
Yeah. I was a music tech teacher for a year, and
really?
Yeah, it was really fun.
No
I
way.
really enjoyed it. I'd never touched Ableton in my life, and my mentor was like, "Mate, you need to teach it," and I was like, "Oh Christ!" So I forced myself to learn it, and I actually prefer it over Logic.
Good
I love it, absolutely love it. But in terms of actually making a tune, I guess I go in listening. Well, I go in with the mindset of what kind of tune I want to make. I try not to listen to reference tunes, because then I'll have that in my head and make something too similar.
Look, and then you just notes and then boom.
Yeah, I remember I made this tune and I was sending it around to my friends like, "Oh mate, isn't this a banger?" And it was pretty much identical to a new bass tune, and I was like, "No, what have I done?" Yeah, and then I changed the melody, and it's now the opening track of my album, which is called Warehouse. But yeah, I mean, like me personally, I try not to use the same sounds in every tune. I like to
Right.
I like to go in and completely design new sounds, that sort of
So
thing.
what do you use? Do you prefer Massive or Serum, or is there another little hidden golden nugget of
So
goodness?
so me
What do you use?
personally, I've found if I want to make sort of like a kind of like low end sort of sound or track as a whole, I'll use Massive.
Yeah. Okay.
Serum is just like complete dirt. It's amazing. Like if you want to
Yeah.
make,
The sounds you can make. Oh.
yeah, it's incredible. But I do try to combine them both. I've been now in these like drum and bass productions. I got recommended the Juno emulator, which is all like the 80s
Oh yeah.
sort of sounds, and I've been using that
Yeah.
quite a lot to make pads and plucks, and yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Interesting. Right. I might have to check that out then.
yeah, it's really good, really nice.
Wow. Shit the bed. But no. What? So what? When you're making a tune, do you start with the drums or like I don't know, like the chord progressions for the build up, or oh shit, Alex is dead.
Oh no,
Ah.
come back.
He thinks it crashed for him.
There we are.
Oh, here we go. Oh, there we go.
Don't know what the fuck happened. Like literally, it just like spazzed, and I was like, "Oh, it's fine, connection issues."
But yeah, going back to your question, it really depends what I'm making, really. So with drum and bass, I'm trying to go a bit more like sub-focus dimension style, quite melodic and stuff.
Right.
So I'll try and start with the like chord progressions and breakdowns and pads and all that. Because I'm a massive fan of like Matrix and Futurebound, and I don't understand how those boys make their melodies. They are so beautiful. And then, yeah, I mean, wow. Like I'll always say they're probably my like the top of the influence list. But
Really?
yeah, I try and go in with that sort of thing because obviously their music's very vocal heavy, very melody heavy.
Yeah,
But
nice.
yeah, if I was
Easy to
making
listen
yeah, definitely. If I was making like a bassline tune, however, I'd probably start with the drop. I'd probably come up with some drums, come up with a melody and some sound design, and then work on the breakdown later on.
Right.
Cool.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna quickly briefly talk about the DJing side because obviously you perform as well. If I recall correctly, correct me if I'm wrong, you performed at Switch in Southampton.
Yep.
And what other place? Because I thought I had a list, but yeah, obviously for my event,
there's a shit of a club called the Bridge in Oxford. You know.
Yeah, just a little one, little event one.
The event,
No, it was
the
fun.
event's organisers, a bunch of wankers.
Yeah, no, I hate them.
Still fun. I've played. So Switch is definitely one of my favourite places to play. Like, it is
For sure, yeah.
incredible. Fabric. Me and Mofo have played there a couple of times.
No way.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Only room 3, but still, it's Fabric.
No, it's Fabric, isn't it? You can't say just room 3. It's Fabric. Come on.
That was fun. Oh yeah, we supported Nero, and my goodness, our childhoods came back.
Really?
Fuck. That's mass. You say only room
Everyone would
3,
agree
but
with
supporting
Nick
Nero. Come on.
yeah, it was fun. Where else? Like Swansea. I've completely forgotten. Torquay was really fun. That was with Witty Boy and Kissy Sellout.
Kissy Sellout. That's going back a bit.
Yeah, KSO. Yeah, he's definitely a legend.
Still around,
in the
are
scene. Huh?
Still around and kicking, is he?
Yeah, still. Yeah, me and him did a collaboration.
Really? What?
Yeah.
What
It's
song
called.
am I thinking of?
It's called Dub for Your Speaker.
Dub for Your Speaker. Okay. Fuck, I have to check that out. I'm more like a drum and bass head.
Yeah.
The bass line isn't really. I don't really listen to much bass line, but I'd like my horizons to be broadened. Thank you.
That's fine. Like quite a lot of places around Brighton. I mean, Concord 2 is one of my favourite venues to play. 33 Hertz and Guildford's.
PTSD.
Absolutely love that club. It's so tiny, but the fucking energy is just incredible.
And it does.
Yeah.
Oh, and the wall
It's
of
madness,
light is fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
When you're off your chops, you're just stuck there like.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. I've played there about 4 or 5 times. It's amazing, that place.
in terms of DJing, obviously you've done bits. You mentioned quite a lot of places you played at.
Big bit.
Obviously the best event being in Oxford. Just saying, putting it out there.
Definitely.
So what is we talked about your recipe for a good song, but how do you come about your sets? How do you clock? How do you build your sets together? How do you play out loud? What is your kind of ideology behind all that?
Yeah. Okay. So with my sets, I like to progress the whole set. So I like to put myself in the mindset of I am not only the DJ, but I'm also the person listening to myself. I like to start off. So I always start off with like one of my own intros. Just obviously like so people know who they're listening to. You're going to hear the word Tengu like 8 or 9 times before it drops, just in case you don't know who you're actually watching.
At the end of that, you're like,
Who is this?
Tango? Tango? Man like Tango? Oh.
Every time. And then like I like to go quite housey at the beginning, and then progress it to like maybe like the harder sort of bass line. Go quite melodic afterwards. Go into like maybe the 1-3-5 sort of style, and then end with drum and bass. Like I know a lot of people do end with drum and bass, but it's fun. It is fun.
Yeah, no. I mean, obviously.
Sorry. I didn't.
No, go on, Julian.
What's your go-to technique for transitioning from like I don't know 1-3-5 or bassline to like drum and bass?
So I've got a tune called "Can You Feel It," which was on the album, and it's a 130 like big greasy vocal banger, and I've made. I don't think I've sent it out to anyone yet, but I've made a drum and bass VIP of it basically.
Right.
And I slow that all the way down to 130 because the drums come out quite breakbeaty.
Right.
And then as like the first breakdown comes into that one, I slowly start speeding it back up, and then people are like, oh, something's happening here.
A bit like what Higo did with the Dynamite VIP.
Yeah. But
Wait, you know Higo, do you?
Yeah, I know Higo.
Yeah,
he's a legend.
Shout out Joe. I used to work with him back in the day.
Yeah, I remember you and me were having a chat about him at Oxford.
I was slaughtered, mate.
Yeah, no, but literally just before the call we talked about it. We're not going to mention it because we don't want to cause any beef. But yeah, no, Julia, I remember you saying that as well.
No, it was funny. It was all good. Yeah, no, Higo's doing absolute bits at the moment. Yeah, he's a legend.
He's doing bits, or he's an absolute bitch.
He's doing bits.
Doing bits.
Oh, this is what I was trying to avoid.
No, he's doing bits. He's an absolute. Yeah, he's a legend.
We're gonna slowly move on to like the last segments of the podcast. We want to know what are your plans for releases for this year. Obviously, we would usually ask about. Usually we'd ask about events or what are your plans, but obviously with a slight little flu going around, don't want to make it sound small, but obviously with the virus going around, what are your plans in terms of releases? Because obviously right now you probably have a lot of time to produce. So what are the plans?
So I had a nice little remix come out today for a friend of
mine. Big up, absolute
called,
banger.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, called Ben Rolo. He's a Liquid producer, so if you like your drum and bass there, Julian, you go check him out.
I certainly will do.
Yeah, he's an absolute legend. But so for a while I've been thinking, I kind of want to do my own sort of label thing, like release my own tunes for a bit, and then maybe like expand it and release some friends' tunes or whatever. And I've been putting that off for about a year, and then I thought, okay, something big's happened in the world. I'm not allowed to leave my house for a while. Let's do it. So yeah, I've started that. It's called TNGU Music. So it's just Tengu with no E, basically.
Wow, how did that come about?
So yeah, I've scheduled the first release to come out on the 1st of May. It's a 2-track, big, massive bass house sort of like EP. And then I'm just now working on some more to go on TNG Music. But apart from that, I've got some nice collaborations in the work with some people. I've got a tune with Jay. I'll name drop. I've got a tune with Jay Faded coming up.
Yes! My guy! Fucking love Jay Faded.
Yeah, he's an absolute... he's a don. He's one of the funniest guys I've ever met as well.
Mate, Where You Move was my fucking banger when we went skiing with the uni. That is such a tune.
Yeah, he's a legend. So me and him have basically done a combined remix of one of my tunes from the album.
Oh shit!
Yeah, because the vocals are so good, and originally it was just going to be a J Faded remix, but I was like, I kind of want to work on it again. So we've basically made this combined sort of VIP, but I think it's going on something he's doing this time rather than what I'm doing. But yeah. So I've got that. Got a collaboration with Four and Maddie coming out at some point.
Woo-hoo.
Yeah. Who else? Got more stuff with Mofo coming out, which is going to be fun. Yeah, like they're probably the main ones at the moment. And then working on a lot of drum and bass at the moment as well. Only because like when I get to the drum and bass section of my DJ sets, I'm like, all these tunes are sick. I need to add some of my own in this. Make. I
mean, that was the perfect time, really, isn't it? To produce that.
Definitely.
And obviously, like bits you've done now, bits we've heard on your Instagram, which is, if you point down, your Instagram is below you. So if you go to Tengu's Instagram, you can hear all his stories. You put up loads of stories about your producing, which is amazing. But right, we're gonna do one last question. We ask this absolutely every DJ, every producer. Yeah. If you could play one song and one song only, all mashups, all remixes, all bootlegs of just that one track, what track would it be and why?
Control by Matrix and Futurebound.
Oh, interesting.
Because it is, in my opinion, the perfect track ever.
Okay. In terms of production, in terms of...
production, vibes, vocal, absolutely everything. When I first heard that tune, I think I was, it's probably like 17, 18. I couldn't stop playing it. Even to this day, I still, like, if I hear it once, I'm like, got to play that again. And more and more. It's just absolutely incredible. Like, in Oxford, I ended on it. And a lot of people they just remember it. It's just one of those songs that if you're like, who is this by? Oh, it doesn't matter. I know the song anyway.
You know the song. You know the song, even though you might not know the title or the artist. Yeah. No, and then also as well, when I played NAS Festival, the hour before me, Matrix and Futurebound were playing, and I ran to their stage to go and see them. And as soon as I heard Control, I know it's like their biggest tune, but I heard it, had a little emotional cry because I'm like, right, I finally heard them play it. And I was like, and then I looked at my watch, and my mate, he taps me on the shoulder and he goes, "Dude, you're playing the Warehouse stage in about 3 minutes." And I was like, shit. So ran to our stage and played. But definitely Controlled by Matrix and Futurebound. All right. Big up. I think that's a good choice. So right now, your section, plug anything you want. You already plugged your label. I mean, everything you're going to talk about, everything you plug is going to be down in the description, in bio, or whatever of this podcast. You'll be able to see everything. So make sure, if you guys are interested anyway, just check it out. But go for it. Plug anything you want.
Yeah, so you can find me on the socials. They're all like Tengu UK, Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, Twitter, SoundCloud, all that jazz. What else do I want to plug? I just want people to keep up to date. Oh, I also sell sample packs as well if people are interested.
Ooh, I've seen that. That's a good one.
Been making lots of sample
packs. Do you sell like Serum presets or Massive presets?
Serum Massive. I think like the one I've got at the moment is like 100 Massive presets, 50 Serum presets, and then like 10 of each drum hit. That sort of thing. What else do I want to plug? It's not specifically me, but I want to plug Mofo for basically he has helped me brand TNGU music. He did the logo for me. He did the artwork for the first release, and he's definitely someone that you should hit up for artwork and branding as well as music.
Cool.
And he's a good DJ as well. He's a good DJ.
Oh, he's so good.
I've got a video of him dropping Get Down from fucking 33 a few years back.
Mate, every time Mofo has played, I've been there.
Wait,
what? Shit!
33. Wait, you were at 33 Hertz like December? It was like end of November 2018.
Yeah.
Fine Art was playing.
Yeah. Me and Mo went back to back before him.
What?
Yeah.
I was there.
What a small fucking world.
Yeah. Me and Mo went. We were like kind of residents for 33 for the base nights. We always go back to back. You should book a Tengu and Mofo back to back. They're one of the funnest things you'll ever see.
All right, I'll definitely look that up. But shit, I need to.
Yeah, but anyway, for now, I think we're gonna have to close it off for today.
Yeah,
but,
cool man.
Tengu, thank you so much for coming along. It was really good chatting to you. Really interesting chat. And as we said before,
cheers,
everything, all the plugs are down below. And also, you can check out our Spotify playlist, which is going to feature some tracks from Tengu. So they're going to, by the time you watch this, they have refreshed and Tengu's already on there. So make sure to check it out as well. We're going to plug it in there. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for listening. Thank you, Tengu, for coming along. Thank you, Julian, as always, for being the co-host. And guys, we'll catch you next time. Make sure to check our SoundCloud, Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, everything down below. And all the podcasts will be down by there by now. So, thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you next time.